DreamerTT, not a player that I know too much about. We looked him up on Wikipedia here.
Yeah. Not too much information on him, to be perfectly honest. And announce our players away.
All right, so we got DreamerTT as our red Terran in the 9 o'clock position on Shattered Temple. Over at the 3 o'clock, we have his opponent, coLMVP.TAiLS. He's going to be the orange Protoss, and he just had a phenomenal PvP.
What was that? I mean, the 4-gate should have just outright killed him on 2 separate occasions, but he just kept battling it back, even losing 11 probes at one point. 11 probes, sacking half his economy, half the gates, and still won the game.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it's actually incredible force field control.
Yeah, and just all of the engagements from him were so clean. I mean, he almost always had the upper hand. He almost always had the better spread. His micro was just superior in almost every occasion, and that was just really impressive because a player like Sase has incredible micro.
Yeah, he really does.
It's not like it's not like he's a poor micro player or something like that.
No, we saw him out micro Liquid Hero, of course, last week in Winners Round 1, and Hero is renowned for his control. So I mean, Sase can go toe to toe with the best.
Yeah. And, you know, TAiLS just making it look easy right there. That was crazy.
Yeah, and so here we go, guys. And yes, indeed, you see that they switched their names over to Korean accounts. Basically, if 2 teams can't agree what server a game is going to be played on, then they default to the NA server. However, teams are free to play on whatever server they want if they agree. So, in this case, obviously, they agreed to play on the Korean server. It's where both these players are sitting at the moment. And here we have it. So, barracks number 1 coming up for DreamerTT. He is bypassing gas, so it looks like that pretty predictable 1-Rax gasless FE that we've been seeing, well, pretty much universally against Protoss players lately.
We'll just have to see, you know, how greedy he wants to be with it. He can drop it on the low ground or on the high ground. A lot of players on this map actually like to drop it on the low ground, just because you can start to get that position set up right away. You obviously get rid of the time necessary to... Oh, and I thought that was actually going to build the CC, but
yeah,
he's
I did too.
Scouting with that, and... Oh, there we go. He didn't have his orbital yet.
So gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, that's...
So, yeah, he is going to drop it on the low ground, and I like that. A lot of players... Oh, he's even going to grab some minerals first. How cute. Look at the timing.
Look at that. Exact... Well, he had 405. It looks like he missed by a hex there, but canceled in time, which was actually really good awareness because his SCV was so close. Yeah. That was a split-second decision there.
And I realized that. I saw that, too, and that was actually really nice.
Yeah. So here we have it now. Really curious what TAiLS ends up going with. PvT in the early game is in a little bit of flux right now. I mean, there was, you know, it was pretty universal to see 3-gate expanse and stuff like that not too long ago. But at the moment, you still end up in a situation where it's easy to transition between Colossi and Templar, Archon, you know, something like that. But the beginning of PvTs has been
seeing a lot of 1-gate FEs, and there's a 1-gate FE out of TAiLS right there. That's pretty much what a lot of Protosses have been doing. Sometimes even Nexus first, depending on the map. But they've certainly been playing a much more economic style and not really worrying about the early game pressure, which is where we see players like Marine King just doing work against Protoss players.
Yeah,
with, you know, two racks proxy pressure and 3 racks before expand.
It wouldn't be MKP without some sort of 11-11 proxy racks or proxy marauder or ridiculous proxy Hellions or something absurd like that.
It works.
Yeah.
A lot of the time for him it works. I don't know if it's just because players don't expect it or if it's just because they're so used to playing this one style. And what are we going to see, a proxy factory here?
Possibly.
For a full base scout? I actually really, really like that decision if that's what DreamerTT's doing. You know, because he's going to be saving up for a factory here in a little bit.
It's definitely going to catch TAiLS off guard, too. I mean, he's, you know, he'll get in there eventually and scan. He's got the Robo coming up now. Not scan, but scout. And not seeing the factory there is it's going to give him pause. We'll see how much DreamerTT really wants to do with this. Of course, that's very, very high HP. And now running away with that SCV.
I guess he's just going to scout with it.
All right. So it is going to be 2-gate Robo for a while for TAiLS. We'll see what he transitions to in a bit. If he wants to push for Colossi Tech right away or go into something else. DreamerTT on the other hand, he's got Stim coming up. He's got a pretty good, solid economy going at the moment. His worker count is great, and he's got mules added into that, so he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, he's definitely looking pretty solid. He's got Stim on the way as well. Factory does go down, but it looks like it's in the main.
Yeah.
So he's not going to end up proxying that factory.
Oh, and he does almost sneak by with the SCV, but of course he does see the pylon and Nexus up. And a probe now making its way out to a proxy position here. Well, of course, a lot of players will just drop a pylon here so they can reinforce very quickly, especially because he does have Twilight coming down. If he goes the Observer Blink Stalker route right now, he warps in Stalkers right here, and then it takes him 2 seconds and he blinks up into his opponent's base.
Yeah. I like the depot there for scouting purposes from Dreamer. Just making sure there's no pylon on the low ground there, no units there. So he's just playing extra cautious right now. We do have that Twilight on the way, like you mentioned, and only working off of 2 gates right now. Wow, that's a little bit worrisome. Just going straight into Blink, so I think you're right. We might have some Blink Stalker action here into the main, but
yeah,
I can't help but think that Stim and a few Marauders are going to be out by that point.
I definitely agree, and it looks like, let's see, we have any more tech labs? Yeah, we did have a second tech lab put down.
To catch that Observer.
Nope, it looks like it moves away. But, yeah, it looks like he was playing pretty passively. With as many Marines as he put out there, I certainly think he could have tried to poke and prod while he was establishing his starport tech. But this is going to buy the time that TAiLS needs to go ahead and establish this Blink Stalker. Now, of course, he's still been working off of 2 gates this entire time, but he will eventually be able to put up a huge number of Stalkers in a second.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been playing a very, very greedy style here.
Yeah.
No pressure from DreamerTT. He's held the position outside of DreamerTT's main. Well, he did with that Stalker for quite some time. Now he's just holding on to the Xel'Naga, and he has 2 observers in position. So
his map control is great right now. Take a look at TAiLS' vision. He can spot things coming along the bottom, the top. He's got vision outside of his opponent's space, inside of the main. So yeah. His awareness of the map is actually very good right now.
Absolutely. He has a good
amount
of
third base. Man,
it is indeed. Do we have a third CC coming down yet for Dreamer?
No, we do not, as a matter of fact. So nothing in the production tab right now. We'll check here physically in just a second.
Oh, God, his entire army coming on the low ground. Ooh. He cannot get back up there into the main unless he wants to drop in somehow. Does he cancel that upgrade, or?
I'm not actually sure. No, actually, it was concussive shells. It finished up. So, and both of the tech labs get picked off, and he blinks away.
Oh, he's going for the natural. He actually stimmed across the map.
Oh my God, these are actually
he's gonna have to stim again
units.
though.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he's going for the Nexus.
Which
can he get it?
If he kills us, he's gonna think it's a bigger deal than it actually is, because there is a base down at the bottom right.
Wow.
See how much damage you can do to these Stalkers though. Pretty good control from DreamerTT. Actually, excellent Blink Stalker control there for a while. Pulls a lot of probes off the ground as well, but I'm sorry, very good control out of TAiLS is what I meant to say, but TAiLS does suffer quite a bit of losses.
Yeah. Gonna be hard to tell who really came out ahead there, because that third has gone up now. He can drop that Nexus again.
Wow. And
very soon.
DreamerTT has no idea that that's down there.
No, he really doesn't. He's gonna send a lot of those probes down there as well.
Yeah.
So loses mining time a little bit at the natural there, but I mean he does have the third. So
I still get the feeling that DreamerTT thinks he's done more damage than he thinks he has, but he does have a very, very good unit composition to deal with what's out there right now, but a bunch of Blink Stalkers are making their way in, starting to go after one of the medevacs. They do take it out, and now this Immortal and Blink Stalker move a little troop here, I guess. It has to move away.
And is he going to try and poke in at the main again? He still has that observer up in position there, so he can utilize that if he wants. There's a factory land. Oh, there
nice.
The odds.
Clutch scan there.
Yeah, gets rid of that. There is a landed factory in his main, though. He might start
producing a Hellion or something.
Hellions. He could. And, I mean, he could have gotten one out by now, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. And at least would have forced some units back at home and would have been able to kite Zealots all day. Although Charge may have finished up. Not actually sure. But these Stalkers don't know if they're going to blink into the main. Oh, picks off another Observer. And pretty much all that map awareness is now done for. TAiLS knows he has to blink away, does so. DreamerTT continuing to chase, though. Oh, and it looks like he's going to get this Immortal kill pretty cheap, and then forcing those Stalkers away once again.
Wow, re-stimming again. DreamerTT is just all about it.
Yeah.
Continuously stimming his units over and over and over. And actually, forces MVP.TAiLS into a pretty sketchy situation. He's working off of all gateway units. He has 0, 0, 0 upgrades. DreamerTT is currently at 1, 0, and he has Armor 1 on the way, so his upgrades are actually looking pretty good. Ghost Academy on the way. He has a lot of medevacs. He hasn't been forced to produce any Vikings at all.
Wow, it stims up once again, not afraid to use that energy, doing so much damage to those Zealots. Guardian Shield was not in play yet, so those Zealots actually took a ton more damage than they would have normally. And there he goes. God, this guy's so stim happy, but I gotta tell you what, he's stim happy in the right spots, it looks
absolutely. And with that many medevacs, you can afford to be.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to get both those sentries.
He's prevented any sort of Colossus tech this entire game just by threatening out in the middle of the map, and thus he's okay to double produce medevacs the entire game.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good point. I mean, having this many medevacs really changes things on the ground, especially if you're just dealing with gateway units. It just makes you so much more efficient.
Yeah.
And he's forced to produce Immortals just to stay alive, and that's... not that good for him, because DreamerTT picked off that last Immortal so quick.
Yes, and looks like... Oh, God.
Empty medevac, though.
Yeah, TAiLS knows just when to blink away, but he is still going to lose a couple of these Stalkers regardless. And, yeah, those units are moving away. Another stim out of DreamerTT is just curious and fun to watch how much he actually does that.
Split his forces there. I thought he was going to send some around the bottom, and it looks like he is actually going to do that.
One thing, though, DreamerTT, I don't believe that he's expanded this entire time, so it looks like he wants to win off of 2 bases and do it quickly, because if he allows TAiLS to sit on 3 bases for any sort of significant period of time, TAiLS will be able to start working his way slowly but surely back into
this. Stims his entire army again.
He's cool with it, though. And
his
there we have
are straight crack addicts. All of them are just going nuts here. This is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, they really are.
He needs to take it easy on the stimming for a little bit. Those medevacs need to rest.
TAiLS is supply blocked and has a lot of empty gates just sitting there. Finally starting to chrono boost out some upgrades, but DreamerTT already has 2-2 well underway.
Yeah, and he's going to be way behind on that. And it looks like he's going to try and grab the gold here, too. Adding some additional Raxes as well out in the midfield.
His infrastructure has been incredibly impressive. I will say there's a lot of Terran players who will, you know, go up to 3 bases and just forget to really increase their infrastructure back at home. But DreamerTT has plenty of racks to remax.
I like how his racks at the natural are kind of just scattered about in the causeway there, and the CC. I mean, it just makes it so much easier to defend against gateway units when you're playing against Toss if you just have random buildings thrown about. And having the Raxes there is actually a big help.
And looks like he's going to go and take the gold. I've got to say, I've been incredibly impressed with DreamerTT's macro. His resources have never gone up, even in the thick of things. He's known when to be aggressive. He does overstim, yes, a little bit, but he's really made this work, because TAiLS has had him beat on bases essentially the entire game.
Yeah, and TAiLS is going with a Zealot Immortal with a few Blinkstalkers, well, Zealot Charge Law, rather, Immortal with a few Blinkstalkers here, and that looks to be his late game composition here. Is he pulling SCVs? Oh, he's pulling quite a few SCVs.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
All right, so
I think he can actually end the game here, though.
It's
going to be close.
He's got to hit the EMPs.
Yeah, huge EMPs here.
Oh, and just obliterated the Immortals.
The SCVs are all stuck in the back, though. They're not really doing their job at all, but he has so many units. Oh, my God.
There it is! GG! TAiLS has gone down, and DreamerTT has evened up the set 1-1, sending us to game number 3.
是上将